Mhm. Hey there, everyone. Hi, I'm starting just a few minutes late here. I was out getting my hair done, and it's just blown all over now. That's okay. All good. Oh, I'm pulling this up on my phone at the same time. I think if I go like this, see, guys, it's all an experiment. And that's what I'm going to be talking about real quick today. Oh, yeah, look at that. Um, so yes, I have to go get my hair done. The funny thing was, I was scheduled back around Thanksgiving for my regular hair appointment, and I tested positive for COVID. And I'm not sure, I don't think I really shared that with a lot of people, but I had to lay low. Obviously, I couldn't go see my stylist, and I just got back in. So here I am with new hair that's all windblown because I ran in from the car. Anyway, so I really hadn't prepared what I was going to talk about, but I thought it'd be fun. I was in a um goal setting workshop a couple weeks ago, and some of the people there, we were talking about Facebook Lives, and some of the people there were saying, "Oh, I want to do Facebook Live, but I'm just so nervous about it, or whatever reason." Goes back to fear for the most part. So yes, so last night I had been thinking about that, and they're like, "Melanie, why don't you do a training on that? You could do Facebook Live." I'm like, "Yeah." I hit the live button, and here I am, a big mess in front of you. And that's okay. So I went ahead and I created an event coming up, I think January 7th. Let me see. Oh, where did I post it? Well, I'll share it here. But it's coming up on January 7th. And even if you don't plan to do Facebook Lives, it's really going to focus more on confidence because I think that a lot of us lack confidence just to put ourselves out there. So that is what that workshop is going to focus on. So I invite you to attend. I think it's the 7th at noon. And I will record it so I can do the replay. So make sure you register so that you mean hair did right. Did I say something backwards, Renee? So funny. Okay, I'm trying to think of what I said. Anyway, so yes, confidence. Confidence just to hit the live button. And let's talk about that for a minute. What are we afraid of? Are we afraid that we're going to make a mistake? Are we afraid of what other people are going to say or think about us? What are they going to think? The beautiful thing is, anything anyone thinks about you has a lot more to do with them than it does with you. So, you ever meet someone and they kind of rub you the wrong way? Everyone loves them. Everyone's like, "Oh, you got to meet this person. They're amazing." And you meet them and you're like, "Huh, I don't see it." Or opposite. Maybe there's someone that other people are like, "Oh, I don't really like her work." And you're like, "I'm obsessed with that person." Right? That ever happened to you? It has a lot more to do with your thoughts about that person than it does at all with them. So as I'm sitting here and I'm kind of a little bit of a mess, I can think of myself that way, or I can totally think I am delightful. And my people love me, but they love me because of their thoughts about me, right? My friends, my clients, they have loving thoughts. They have positive thoughts about me. And then there's people out there who have different thoughts. And there's some people who don't even think about you. Imagine that. Don't even cross their radar. But it's fascinating, and when you think about that, you're like, "Oh, totally fine that that person doesn't like me." So this training is gonna focus, o on that piece of it, on what you need to think. It's not just hitting the live button, it's not having your notes in front of you and clicking live and doing all the things right. It's what are you thinking? What feeling are you creating with your thoughts to go live? To do that thing, to give a presentation, right? So it's gonna focus on that. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Um, so yeah, I actually I was gonna talk a little bit more about goals today. I want to keep this kind of short. So what I'll say about that is, so it's right before Christmas, right? And then there's going to be New Year's, and then everyone starts their New Year's resolutions. I did a workshop on how to get shit done. And if you scroll back, you'll find that. You'll find the link to that. So when you're setting goals, I encourage you to go take a look at that. It will show you um, some really important steps to take when you're setting goals and how to actually achieve those goals. Because normally we set a New Year's resolution and we're all gung ho. We've got all these great thoughts and we're feeling committed and we're feeling excited about our goal. And then what happens? We start kind of mini quitting on ourselves, right? All these little mini quits. Like we're like, I'm going to do this thing 5 days a week. I'm going to work out 5 days a week, right? And you do that maybe for a couple of weeks, right? And then the third week, it's like Tuesday morning, and you wake up and you're like, oh, I've been so consistent. I think I can take a day off. Yeah. And you rationalize it and you decide that it's totally fine. I can take today off. So you take Tuesday off, right? So the end of your third week, you start your fourth week and you're like, well, last week I missed a day. It wasn't such a big deal. And so you skip Monday. And then maybe Thursday rolls around and you're like, I'm still doing fine. I'm still, I'm moving towards that goal. Maybe I've lost a couple pounds. I feel really good. And then you start rationalizing, I can take 2 days off this week, right? And then the fifth week rolls around. And maybe you miss 3 days and you start forgetting, why did you even set the goal in the first place, right? Because you started with those little tiny mini quits. Um, so go back, check out that workshop. If you're setting goals for 2021, check out the workshop on how to get shit done. That gives you a good step-by-step process in setting goals. And the other thing I want to expand on with that is we set a goal and immediately our brain says, okay, how are we going to do this? And we jump into the action line, right? We're all up in the action line of our model, okay, based on the model that I teach with their circumstances. Then we have thoughts about the circumstance, which create feelings, and all of our feelings drive all of our actions or inactions, which creates all of our results. So we set a goal and we jump right into the action. Okay, what do I need to do to achieve this goal? That's not the question, my friends. The question is, what do I need to feel to achieve this goal? Right? So, if you need to know how you want to feel, maybe it's committed. Committed is a really good one. Everyone thinks motivated is good. Motivated is good. but you really want to be committed, right? You want to be maybe courageous is the word for you. The motion for you. You get to decide what feeling really drives my actions. So then, since our thoughts create all of our feelings, we need to decide what are we going to think. Um, yeah, right, Renee, queen of mini quitting. It's so easy to do, especially if you set a goal for working out in the morning or doing something at a particular time. It's so easy just to stay snuggled under the covers or to convince yourself, oh, I'll start later. I'll do that tomorrow. I'm with you. If you're the queen, I can be the king. We can be two queens together on that. We have a lot of history with mini quits on myself. So believe me when I say I'm doing this work. I'm doing it. Um, so back to the model, we need to feel a certain way to drive our actions, right? We don't even need to know what the actions are at this point. We need to know what we want to feel. So we need to know what we're going to think. So what thought create the feeling of commitment for you? Think about it. When's the last time you committed to something? What was your thought? What was your why behind it? Right? Maybe you have a big goal. Maybe it's a career goal. And your big why is I want to be an example of what's possible in the world. I want to create a life of freedom. I want to be a 75-year-old woman who hikes and bikes and is active and at my ideal weight, right? So decide what is your big why and what thoughts are you going to need to think? Because it's not always going to be the same thoughts. I say that like I have a big why, and sometimes that big why in the moment doesn't seem so big. It seems far off. Well, let's go back to that 75. I want to be when I'm 75, I want to be able to hike and bike and I want to be active and at my ideal weight. That be super motivating when it's 6 in the morning and you're snuggled in your bed in the middle of winter and you're like, oh, I was going to run today, wasn't I? So you might want to create a lot of little mini whys. They're just as powerful. Like a weight loss why could be, it could be health related, but it could totally be, I want to look totally cute in my clothes. That's a great why. That's a great motivator for certain things. That's a great motivator to maybe put the ice cream back in the freezer when you grab the carton and a spoon and you're heading into your room to sit in bed and watch TV. Not that I know anything about that. But hey, I wanna look super cute in my clothes. That might get me there. 75-year-old, she's like, "Yeah, have that ice cream, girl." She's looking back. But that's a mini quit. If I say, "Oh, I called a fuck it eat. Oh, fuck it. I can just have this. Doesn't matter. I've already started. I might as well finish. I've already had 1 piece of pizza, I might as well have 2. Now I've had 2, I might as well have half the pizza." Right? Um, so all those little mini quits are super justifiable. It's super easy to tell ourselves in the moment that this doesn't matter, right? Or that we can start tomorrow. Um, so, um, those are just a few of my thoughts on the fly. If you've jumped in late, um, that's awesome. Because I see a couple of you have just jumped in a little bit late. At the beginning, I was saying how I hadn't really prepared anything. I rushed in, I got my hair done, and I just made it on time. So I wasn't super prepared, but I thought, you know what? Let's talk about some goals, right? Go back to the model, go back to the get your shit done, how to get shit done workshop that I did. And yeah, start thinking about those goals. So many of you celebrate Christmas. I know not everyone celebrates Christmas. So I want to wish everyone a very happy, Merry Christmas. Um, Whatever you decide to do, whether it's get together with your family, maybe you're holding back this year, um, you get to decide for yourself, right? So, I'm gonna trail off here a little bit. Let's see. Okay. All right, you guys. I'm so thankful for this group. Thank you for allowing me to, um, experiment on you, to jump in here, deciding like, okay, so let's do a live every Thursday or every Wednesday. Wednesday, my day. And I'll tell you why I chose Wednesdays because I have certification class at 2:45 to 3:45 every single Wednesday. So I'm usually sitting in front of my computer, fresh off like a lot of coaching, like a crap ton of coaching. I do a lot of it. So it's a perfect time for me to jump in here and share with you what's going on and invite you to send me a message. I am happy to just jump on a call. If you're like, Melanie, I'm struggling with something, let's just jump on a call. Let's talk about it. I think before I discovered life coaching, I didn't know that there were people like me out there who could just help me. My problems seemed so big and so insurmountable that I did not see how someone could help me unless they like jumped into my life forever. But what I've learned about coaching is it's 100% about awareness. And even sometimes when I'm getting coached, the coach will reflect back to me what I just said. And I'm like, oh, I didn't say that. And they're like, yeah, you did. Those were your words. So we don't see our own brains, right? When we're in the jar, we can't see the outside of the jar. When we're in deep in our own stuff, we can't see it. And even just having a conversation, a coaching conversation with somebody can bring so much awareness. And maybe it's just one little tweak, one little 1% level up in your thinking, 1% change in your thinking that brings the awareness. And it's like this huge light bulb goes off, and you can see, oh my gosh, this is how I'm creating this result. I had no idea. Thought I was thinking and feeling this way because of this circumstance or because of what this person said to me. But it's not true. It's always your thoughts, you guys. So, um, I want to be that person for the me before she found life coaching who was just struggling. I just I just like you'd ask, how are you doing? Oh, okay. Like I'm just okay. And and I really wasn't. I wasn't okay, but I didn't know that there was somebody who could help me. So that is one of my big whys about coaching is, oh my God, if I had lived the rest of my life in the emotional state that I was in 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, if I had lived the rest of my life that way, I would have lived an okay life. It would have been okay. I had amazing friendships. I love my kids. I have a lot of good things going on, but I had no idea that it was even possible for me to live a bigger, brighter, bolder, amazing life. No idea. No idea until I found life coaching. On the outside, I looked like I was doing pretty good. And I was doing good. But is good enough? It honestly took cancer to wake me up. And I don't want that for somebody else who's just going along with their life thinking things are okay. It's okay. I'm here for you. I'm here. Let's talk about it. It's okay. Totally non-judgmental. You could tell me anything. And that's what a coaching relationship is. And I'll probably do a video on that. What is a coach? What is a life coach? What do they do? Like, especially if you're thinking my life is okay, maybe I'd like to do better in my business, so you hire a business coach. Fantastic. But how we do one thing is how we tend to do everything. And being able to see the patterns in our own brain and what's really holding us back is so powerful. So, anyway, I invite you to just reach out to me. Again, let's just have a conversation. And if you're struggling with something, we'll go through it. We'll look at your brain together. I'm always going to be on your side. This is what I picture a coaching relationship like. We are sitting together on a sofa, like on a nice comfy couch. We're having fun, sitting here side by side, looking at your thoughts, observing your brain, your thought patterns. And I'm just going to point stuff out to you. I'm just going to say, hey, did you notice that you were thinking this, which created this result? And you're going to say, no, not true. You're so wrong. And then, excuse me, with so much love, because all I want is the best. I want the best for you. I don't want anyone to just keep living an okay or fine or good life when the possibility of amazing is out there for all of us, right? And anyway, that's where I'm at. I'm laughing because I'm watching myself in like the video here delayed. I go like this a lot with my hands. It's hilarious. Anyway, I love you all. Merry Christmas. And feel free to send me a message if you have a question, post, do a comment. I'm doing it again. Do a comment. Join me January 7th. I'm going to be putting on a lot more workshops and things, so keep a lookout for those. Love you all. See you next week. I'm going to go cough now. Excuse me. All right. Bye.